Well, I can't, first of all, think of another person that is more deserving of this award than Tony Speller. He is one of the most innovative leaders that I've had an opportunity to work with. There is not a single thing that you can propose to Tony that he can't find a solution for. Tony is incredibly intentional about making sure that everyone has a seat at the table. And he does that in a quiet and unassuming way, but he'll be the person that prompts the voice that has not been heard yet. And I think it's a really special character trait for Tony. He is one of the best mentors and coaches in the industry. He not only looks after diversity when you talk about people of color, he also has one of the most diverse teams in terms of women on his team. And that makes me really proud, certainly as a woman leader. But also, it's a challenge in technology, and he really has spent time mentoring and growing and coaching women in technology at Comcast and beyond our industry. Tony is just an amazing person. And interestingly, when I got to sit down and talk to Tony about him being selected for this award, he turned and looked at me with his big smile, which is one of his signature traits, and said, "This is not about me. This is about the team that I have the pleasure to lead."
Tony is probably the best coach that I've ever had. And I don't mean that as my boss, just as a human being. I can look at my life and how I think about business pre and post Tony, and I can tell you I'm a lot more effective since I met Tony. I sleep less, but I think more. He's able to bring people along in a way that is rare. He has frontline cred. For a senior executive, he can come to my XOC tech meetings and fit right in. That's why he's so effective. He's able to talk to a division president and a frontline tech with the same amount of credibility because of who he is. I think Tony fosters diversity and inclusion because he sees the ability of everybody from every walk of life. He needs to have diverse opinions. And I think it's represented in our team. I think it's represented in his leadership teams throughout time. And I think he's a great champion of diversity because he actually lives it. They call it Spellerized for a reason. When Tony comes in your life, you become Spellerized, and I am definitely Spellerized.
Yeah, I will give the credit to my parents for pushing me, to be the leader that I am today. I would describe my leadership style as transformational. I like to lead with energy. I like to motivate people. I want people to be inspired that work for me. If I could go back in time in my career, probably one of the things I would do a little bit different is probably have a little bit more work-life balance. As a leader coming up in the organization, we always feel like we need to do everything. We need to be involved with everything. But the organization is much more powerful, and your team is much more powerful when you're utilizing the full team to be able to help accomplish the goal. And that also helps you to grow other people and helps you bring out the talent in others as well.